Let me remind you of something. You're not behind. You didn't miss your moment, and you are not too late to create wealth. I want you to really hear that, because so many kingdom women quietly carry this belief that somehow they're late. Late to the opportunity, late to figuring things out, late to building something meaningful. But that's not the truth. The truth is, most women aren't stuck because they lack ability. They're stuck because no one ever showed them a clear path. And when you don't have a clear path, you start to question yourself. You start to think, maybe I'm not cut out for this. Maybe I don't have what it takes. Maybe it's just too late for me. But that's not what's happening. You've been doing your best with what you've been given. You've shown up. You've worked hard. You've been responsible. You've carried a lot. And for many of you, you've done everything you were told would create stability. But deep down, there's still this feeling that there has to be more freedom, more flexibility, more peace around money, more ability to actually live your life without feeling like you're constantly managing or surviving. And that desire? That's not something to ignore. That's direction. Now here's where things begin to shift. Because what most people don't realize is this. The way we were taught to think about income is no longer the only way. For a long time, the path looked like this. Work harder, work longer, stay consistent, and eventually things will work out. But what we're seeing now is that there are new tools, new strategies, and new ways of building income that don't require burnout. And one of the biggest shifts happening right now is access. Access to tools like AI, access to digital platforms, access to ways of creating income that didn't exist the same way before. And here's the part I want to make really clear. You don't need to become someone else to do this. You don't need to suddenly be more outgoing, more tech-savvy, more confident, or more perfect. You can start where you are. You can start simply, and you can start without having everything figured out. Because clarity doesn't come before movement, it comes from movement. That's something I had to learn myself. There was a time where I believed that if I could just get everything clear in my mind first, then I would take action. But what I realized is, waiting for perfect clarity keeps you stuck. Taking one step creates clarity. And for many kingdom women right now, that first step looks like this: being open. Open to learning something new. Open to doing things differently. Open to the possibility that there is another way. And that doesn't mean you have to overhaul your life overnight. It doesn't mean you have to make a drastic decision tomorrow. It just means you start exploring. You start paying attention. You start allowing yourself to consider what's possible. Because here's the truth. You don't have to stay where you are just because it's what you've always known. And you don't have to keep doing things the hard way just because that's how you were taught. There is a path forward, a simpler one, a more aligned one, a more peaceful one. And right now, more women are finding it. Not perfectly, not all at once, but step by step. So if something in you is responding to this, if there's a part of you that feels like, yes, this is what I've been feeling, don't ignore that. Pay attention to it, because that's where change begins. If this is hitting you right now, comment "Ready" below. I'll share what I'm learning.